So hi there grade 5 pupils, welcome back again to another video lesson. So we are now on the 7th week of our video lesson for grade 5 mathematics quarter 1. So during the 6th week, we have studied and discussed about visualizing multiplication of fractions and as well as multiplication of fractions using cancellation method. So to apply our learning, let us have this video lesson. So for this video lesson, we will be discussing on how to solve routine and non-routine problems involving multiplication of fractions and whole numbers, and as well as multiplying fractions and its reciprocal. So let's start. So at the end of this video lesson, you are expected to solve routine or non-routine problems involving multiplication without or with any of the other operations of fractions and whole numbers. And finally, that is to multiply a fraction by its reciprocal. So yun yung pong dalawang mga objectives na yan ang kailangan po nating matutunan dito sa ating video lesson. Since we have discussed on how to multiply fractions using cancellation method, let us now proceed to problem solving. So for the first problem, in Mr. Peña's class, 2/5 are members of the math club. If there are 40 students in total, how many of them are math club members? Okay, so dito, yung problem natin, nag-i-involve siya ng fraction and whole number. So, tinatanong niya is, how many members of math club are there in Mr. Peña's class? So, let us have the steps in solving word problem. So, first, understand. So, we have to identify what is as and what are given. So, dito muna tayo sa what is as. So, again, kapag what is as ang ating tinatanong, ito po yung hinahanap natin sa problem. Ito yung mismong tanong. Ano yung kailangan nating isolve? Ito po siya. So for what is as, ito siya. How many of them are math club members? So pwede rin nating isulat na the number of math club members in Mr. Peña's class. So ayan. So yan po yung kailangan nating hanapin kung ilan yung members ng math clubs sa klase ni Mr. Peña. Kasi nakalagay lang dyan is yung fractional part. Okay, 2/5. So for our next, we have to identify what are given. So what are given? So what are given? So pwede nating isulat dyan, 2/5 are math club members. Or pwede rin namang 2/5 of the class, the whole class are math club members. And then, a total of 40 students. Second step, plan. So what is or are the operations to be used? Okay, so since yung ating discussion is about multiplication of fractions, basically our operation here is multiplication. Okay, so meron kasi tayong clue dyan is yung word na of. So tatandaan natin, usually sa mathematics, kapag ang fraction, katabi niya is yung word na of, and then may another number or another expression. So multiplication po ang ating operation. So paano ang gagawin natin dyan? So multiply 2/5 by 40 para malaman natin kung ilan yung math club members. So for The third step, solve. What is the number sentence, solution, and answer? Okay, so yung ating number sentence here is 2/5 times 40 is equal to n. Or pwede rin naman pong 40 times 2/5 is equal to n. So, alin man dyan ang number sentence natin, pareho lang po. So, we'll use the first number sentence. So, 2/5 times 40 is equal to n. So, yung ating solution, so 2/5 times 40, so equals n. So, ngayon, gagamit tayo ng cancellation method. But before that, yung 40, lagyan po natin siya ng denominator na 1. Okay, so, gamit tayo ng cancellation method. So, yung 2 and 1, wala silang GCF aside from 1. So, yung 5 and 40 naman, yung GCF nila is 5. Okay, GCF stands for the greatest common factor. So, yung 5, pag dinivide natin sa 5, it will become 1. And then 40 divided by 5, it will become 8. Now, meron pa ba tayong maika-cancel? So, wala na. So, we'll just multiply the remaining factors. So, 2 times 8, that is 16. And then over 1 times 1, 1 is equal to n. What is 16 divided by 1? That is 16. So, n is equal to 16. So, what is 16 here? That is the number of math club members in Mr. Peña's class. So, ang susulat natin, there are 16 students who belong to the math club Okay, there are 16 students who belongs to the math club, or pwede rin namang there are 16 math club members in Mr. Peña's class. So, pwede rin nating sulat yon. There are 16 math club members in Mr. Peña's class. Okay. So let us have the fourth and final step. So check and look back. Is your solution correct? So sa fourth step na dyan is tinitignan natin or chine-check natin kung tama ba yung nakuha nating sagot or mali. So ganito lang siya. 2/5 times 40, that is equal to 16. And then kapag gumamit nga tayo ng cross multiplication or cancellation method, so yung 5 magiging 1 na lang kasi yung GCF ng 5 and 40 is 5, and then 40 magiging 8. And then multiplying the remaining factors, so 2 times 8 we have 16 over 1 is equal to 16. 16 over 1 or divided by 1, that is 16 equals 16. So therefore, tama nga na 16 math club members ang meron sa klase ni Mr. Peña. So ayan, na-check natin yung ating solusyon kung tama ba siya or mali. Next problem, number 2. Junjun has 7/8 kavan of rice. He shared 2/5 of it to his brother Janjan. How many kavan of rice was left? Okay. So steps in solving word problem. First, understand, we have to identify what is as and what are given. So dito ang tinatanong natin, what is as, is yung kaban of rice na natira. So pwede nating isulat dito na how many kavan of rice was left. Okay, then what are given? So, yung given natin dito is 7/8 kavan of rice. And then, 2/5 kavan of rice was shared to Janjan. So, yung 2/5 nung 7/8 or 7/8 yung na-share kay Janjan. So, yan po yung what is asked and what are given. Next step, what is or are the operations to be used? So, under plan, so operation na ang ating pinag-uusapan. So, yung operation po natin dito is multiplication pa rin. Because of the word of. And then another, we also have subtraction. So, bakit involved dito yung subtraction na operation? Because of the word left. Ibig sabihin kasi ng left na tira. So, para malaman natin kung paano o kung ilang kaban of rice ang natira, kailangan po nating isubtract yung na-share kay Janjan doon sa total na kavan of rice na meron si Junjun. So, yung plan natin dito, so, i-multiply natin yung 2/5 by 7/8. So, ayan. And then, the product will be subtracted from 7/8. Okay, so yung kabuuan, kumbaga yung pinakabuuan kasi dito na meron tayo at first is 7/8 kaban. And then, shinare ni Junjun sa kapatid niya yung 2/5 ng 7/8. So, para malaman natin kung how much pa or how many kaban pa ng rice yung natira kay Junjun, kailangan nating isubtract yung nakuha nating product dun sa 7/8 kung gusto nating malaman kung ilan yung natira. So, third step, so solve what is the number sentence, solution, and answer. So, since yung operations involved po natin dito is multiplication and subtraction, so ganito po ang magiging number sentence niya. So, 7/8 yung kabuuan minus yung product nung na-share sa kapatid niya. So, 2/5 nung 7/8 equals n. So, yan po yung kanyang number sentence. Now, pwede na tayong mag-solve. So, dito muna, 7/8 minus 2/5 times 7/8 is equal to n. So, nire-write natin siya. And then, i-multiply ngayon natin yung nasa loob ng parenthesis. So, dito, pwede nating i-cancel yung 2 tsaka yung 8. Kasi meron silang GCF na 2. So, yung 2, divide natin sa 2, magiging 1. And then, yung 8, magiging 4. Next, what about 7 and 5? So, hindi natin sila pwedeng i-cancel kasi wala naman silang greatest common factor aside from 1. Okay, so multiply na lang ngayon natin yung mga natira. So, ulit, sulat natin 7/8 or 7/8 minus yung product. So, 1 times 7, we have 7. Then, 5 times 4, we have 20 is equal to n. So, ngayon, mag-subtract tayo. So, 7/8 minus 7/20, kailangan po natin kunin yung LCD. Kasi subtraction of fractions na. So, LCD of 8 and 20. So, LCM. Okay. So, lista natin yung factors ng 8 and 20. So, 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. So, for 20 naman, we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So, dun pa lang po sa second na multiple ng 20, nakita na po natin na LCM is 40. Okay. So, ngayon, i-change natin sila to similar fractions para masubtract natin sila. So, paano natin yon ipapakita? So, dito na lang po. So, gawin natin over 40 sila. Next, 40 divided by 8, we have 5 times 7, 35. 40 divided by 20, we have 2 times 7, 14 equals n. So, ngayon, pag subtract natin sila, kasi similar fractions naman sila, so 35 minus 14, we have 21. So, therefore, n is equal to 21 over 40. So, therefore, 21 over 40 kavan of rice was left to Junjun. So, yan po yung natira sa nagbigay na si Junjun. Next, check. So, ganun pa rin naman ang gagawin natin. Sulat natin yung number sentence kanina. So, yung nakuha nating sagot kanina is 21 over 40. So, 7 over 8 minus. So, dito, sa taas, cancel na natin yung 2 and 8. So, 2 will become 1, 8 will become 4. And then, multiply natin yung mga factors. So, numerator by numerator, denominator by denominator. So, 1 times 7, that is 7. All over 5 times 4, 20 is equal to 21 over 40. Okay. So, yung LCD nila na nakuha kanina is 40, diba? So, sulat natin 40. Ayan. So, 40 divided by 8, that is 5, times 7, 35. 40 divided by 20, we have 2 times 7, that is 14. Equals 21 over 40. And then subtract lang natin. So 35 over 40 minus 14 over 40, that is 21 over 40 minus equals 21 over 40. So tama po yung nakuha po nating sagot. So let's have problem number 3. So mother bought 6 kilos of pork and 4 kilos of chicken to cook dishes for his son's birthday. If she used 2/5 of the pork and 3/8 of the chicken, how many kilograms of meat did she cook in all? Okay, so first step, identify what is asked and what are given. So what is asked? So what is asked natin? Ayan, how many kilograms of meat did she cook in all? So sulat lang natin how many kilograms of meat did she cook in all? Next, what are given? So dito, yung given natin, we have 6 kilos of pork, 4 kilos of chicken, and then 2/5 of the pork was used, and then 3/8 of the chicken was used. So yan po yung ating mga given and what is asked. So let's have number 2, plan what is or are the operations to be used. So ganun pa rin po, multiplication, and then meron siyang other operation which is addition. So explain natin bakit addition. So because tinatanong po niya kasi dito, how many kilograms of meat did she cook in all? Because of the word all, lahat. Okay, so para malaman natin how many kilograms of meat did she cook in all, so we have to add. So 2/5 nung pork, tsaka 3/8 nung chicken. Okay, so yun po yung ating magiging plan yan. So third step, what is the number sentence, solution, and answer? Okay, so for our number sentence, ganito siya. Two-fifth times 6, ito yung sa pork, plus 3/8 times 4, ito naman sa chicken, is equal to n. So ngayon, mag-multiply muna tayo. Tapos yung mga nakuha nating product, i-add po natin. So dito muna tayo. So 2/5 times 6. So yung 6, lagyan po natin ng denominator. And then dito sa kabila, yung 4, lagyan din natin ng denominator na 1. So ngayon, magmumultiply na po tayo. So 2 and 1, hindi sila pwedeng i-cancel, as well as yung 6 and 5. So dahil wala naman tayong pwedeng i-cancel, multiply lang po natin numerator by numerator, denominator by denominator. So we have 2 times 6, 12. 5 times 1, 5. So our answer or product is 12/5. Next. Dito naman sa kabila, 3/8 times 4. So yung 4 tsaka 8, pwede po yung i-cancel. The GCF is 4. So 4 divided by 4, this will become 1. And then, 8 will become 2. So 3 times 1, that is 3. Multiplying the remaining factors. So 2 times 1, 2 is equal to n. Okay, so dito pwede tayong gumamit ng butterfly method. So kung gusto rin natin siyang gamitin. Okay, so try natin gamitin yung butterfly method. So 12/5 plus 3/2. Ayan. So ito siya. Ito. Tsaka ito. Tapos lagyan natin ng antena. Add. Tapos sa ibaba. So 12 times 2, we have 24. So sulat po natin to under sa antena niya. And then 5 times 3, we have 15. And then yung sa baba, i-multiply po natin 5 times 2, 10. So ngayon, i-add po natin yung nasa taas. So 24 plus 15, we have 39. Over 10 is equal to n. So, 39/10 is an improper fraction. So, kailangan po yan nating i-change into mixed numbers. So, ilang 10 ang pwede nating kunin sa 39? So, we have 3. So, ito pwede siyang isulat as n is equal to 39/10 or 3 and 9/10. So, yung final answer talaga natin dito is 3 and 9/10 kilograms. So, sulat natin dito 3 and 9/10 kilograms of meat was used by mother in cooking dishes for her son's birthday. So, ayan. So, 3 and 9/10 lang. Okay. Ang nagamit. 3 and 9/10 kilograms. So, check natin kung tama yung nakuha nating sagot. So, 2/5 times 6 plus 3/8 times 4 equals 3 and 9/10. So, 2 times 6, that is 12, over 5 times 1, 5. So, this will be 12/5 plus 3 times 4, we have 12/8. Or pwede rin naman i-cancel na natin yung 4 and 8. So, 4 will become 1, 8 will become 2. So, multiplying the remaining factors, we have 3 times 1, 3, over 2 times 1, 2. Equals 3 and 9/10. Now, yung LCD ng 5 and 2 is 10. So, sulat natin 10 as the denominator para similar fraction sila. So, 10 divided by 5, we have 2 times 12, 24. 10 divided by 2, we have 5 times 3, 15, is equal to 3 and 9/10. So, add ngayon natin, 24 plus 15, we have 39/10 is equal to 3 and 9/10. So, yung 39/10, i-change natin into mixed numbers, lilitaw po na 3 and 9/10 equals 3 and 9/10. So, tama po yung sagot natin na 3 and 9/10 kilograms. So, we are now done discussing word problems involving multiplication of fractions. So now, let us proceed to multiplying a fraction by its reciprocal. So what do we mean by the word reciprocal? So in mathematics, the reciprocal of a fraction is simply switching the position of the numerator and denominator. So ibig sabihin po niyan, sa madaling salita, pinagpapalit lang po natin yung posisyon ng numerator and denominator. So, paano ba yun? That is, the reciprocal of a over b is b over a. So, kung meron po tayong fraction na a over b, and then kapag kinuha natin yung reciprocal, pagbabaliktarin lang po natin yung pwesto ng numerator and denominator. So, that is b over a. Kasi hindi naman pwedeng ang reciprocal ng a over b is a over b pa rin. Kasi hindi po yun reciprocal. Tandaan po natin, switching the position of the numerator and the denominator. So, kailangan po nating pagpalitin. Also, the product of a fraction and its reciprocal is always equal to 1. So, when we multiply a fraction by its reciprocal, the product will always be equal to 1. So, wala po tayong ibang product na makukuha kundi 1. For example, the product of 2/5 and its reciprocal 5/2 is 1. Okay. For example, hindi po given tong 5/2. So let us identify the fraction, which is 2/5. So halimbawa, ang given natin na fraction is 2/5. And then, your teacher asks you to identify what is its reciprocal. So, the reciprocal of 2/5 is 5/2. How come? We switch the position of the numerator and the denominator. So, yung 2 po dito, numerator siya. And then, yung 5, ito naman po yung denominator. So, pagpapalitin lang po natin yung position nila. So, 2/5 will become 5/2. And then, kapag kinuha natin yung product, ganito siya. 2/5 times 5/2 using cancellation method. So, yung 2 tsaka 2 makakancel, magiging 1. Pareho. Pati yung 5, makakancel sila pareho, magiging 1. And then, pag multiply natin yung remaining factors, so 1 times 1 sa numerator, 1. And then, 1 times 1 sa denominator, we have 1. And 1/1 is equal to 1. Therefore, the product of a fraction and its reciprocal is always equal to 1. So, after nating i-discuss yung multiplication of fractions, ano ang kasunod na operation ng multiplication? That is division. So, kung binisualize po natin yung multiplication of fractions using models, so, paano naman kaya binivisualize yung division of fractions? So, lahat ng yan ay sasagutin po natin sa ating susunod na video lesson. So, I hope you've learned something from this video lesson. That's all. Thank you.